Hi friends, Amy here from the Stamp Market to share with you today how to add a little extra dimension to your card fronts using a little pop-up technique. What's fun about these cards is they still lie flat in an envelope, and when the recipient opens that, they can pop that little three-dimensional base and give that card a little stand on their desk. Look how cute. It just adds a little touch of dimension. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this. You can do this with any design with a simple couple cuts and score lines. For today's card, I'm going to use the new Wavy Banners Greetings, which is such a great and versatile set. It also has a coordinating die to get that extra dimension, and our Hey Lovely Bloom die. What's great about this die is not only does it have the stem and all the little blossoms, you can use just the blossoms and the leaves. So there's a lot of versatility in this die. And today I'm going to show you a fun way to add dimension using these flowers. To start making this card, I'm going to show you how to cut and fold the little strips that create the base of that card. Okay, we are going to make 3 simple cuts and add a couple score lines, and you'll see how quickly this base comes together. So I'm starting by using our premium white cardstock. If you haven't used this stuff, it's amazing. You'll love it. I'm simply going to cut this 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock in half, and then I'll be folding this in half again, just to create that standard base. Super simple. Okay, next up you're going to create a 1-inch strip by 5.75, so 5 3/4 inch. Just cut that strip 1 inch. Okay, trim to 5 3/4. Then add a score line 1/4 inch in from each end, and then another 1/2 inch from each side. The easiest way to do that is line it up to the cut line. It's 5 3/4. You want to come in 1/4 inch, so to the 5.5 marking, and then 1/2 inch, so to the 5 marking. Then you're going to flip that over and do the exact same thing. So you'll want to go 5.5 and again at 5. So the whole length of this is 5.75. You've got a score line 1/4 inch from each side, and then 3/4 inch from each side. Now you'll simply fold those on those 2 score lines, creating that little shape. This is what we'll glue to the front of the card at the base. And now we're going to create one more layer inside of that for a little extra depth as well. So cut 1-inch strip. And then this one will be cut at 5 1/4 inches long. Then you'll simply score 1/4 inch from the edge, and then another 1/4 inch from the edge. Flip that over, 1/4 inch, then go another 1/4 inch, and there you have your little insert. Now fold those again on those 1/4 inch markings, like that. And then this is going to fit right inside of this. And what we'll do is we'll glue these 2 back flaps together, and it'll create natural dimension between the 2. Okay, the easiest way to glue these together is just add some glue to the inside of that larger flap. So this is the one that's deeper. You're going to add glue to that far right So now attach that lining up the ends, and when you fold it, it will look like that. So just the edge, that 1/4 inch edge is glued together. When you fold it, it looks like that. Now again, the other end, simply add the glue to the very last section, lining up, again, end to end, and fold. And now you've created a little dimensional base for your card front. Easy to add any type of die cut in those layers. So this will give you 3 layers when you add it to your card. I will provide the measurements in the blog post, so you can reference that if you need a quick measurement. So don't worry about that. And when you add this, so we have our card base, okay? Simply add the glue to these 2 flaps. So you're going to turn this, add the glue here and here, and glue that to the base of your card. Now double stick tape would be really easy to use with this too. I just had some liquid glue ready, and this stuff dries pretty fast, so I don't mind working with it. Now a lot of times I'll take my bone folder and just firmly press that flat. Sometimes that's hard to do with your fingers. So, and the glue is still a little bit wet, so you want to be careful not to move that too much. Make sure that's good and lined up. Then just give that a minute to dry before we move on to the next section. Now that that's dry, hopefully you can see that you have 3 layers to add your design to. So you have the front layer, this middle panel, and the base of your card. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's add these florals and see this come to life. So this die was created so you could add these tiny little blooms to the stems and create a cluster. But if you just want to use the larger blooms with the stem, you'll want to trim off some of that excess green. Otherwise it will show through the flower a little bit. So I have die cut 5 of those stems in our Mossy cardstock for that just kind of a rich end of summer, early fall color palette. I have also die cut 1 of the large, medium, and small blooms from the die set in each of these colors. So I have Dijon, I have our Rusty, Peach, Blush, and Cheeky. So I'm just trimming off that excess stem for all of those. One thing that never gets old is layering up flowers and watching what was once just a flat piece of paper come to life. I just love it so much, and nothing really, few things make me happier than watching these paper flowers come to life. Now to add a little extra dimension to these, I usually press down on the center using a stylus or something just straight that you can use to poke, and then just lifting up those petals with my fingernail just adds that little extra dimension to each flower. Okay, simply add some glue to that stem top and then just add the flowers. And I would alternate the way they sit on the stem back and forth a little bit so they're not all exactly the same. If you followed me for any amount of time, you'll know that I love adding a little clear sequin to just about everything. Little extra sparkle never hurt anyone. So adding a little glue and sequin. You could also add some really, we have coordinating enamel dots for all of our colors of cardstock and ink. So you could easily add that as well. It'd be super cute. You could even do just white. Okay, let's go ahead and add these to the card base, bringing that dimension to life. So I usually start with the front panel of the card. And we're going to add, starting with the rust, the base of the stem. And you'll want to alternate the direction of these just slightly to give it a more natural feel. And then one little thing that I did do on this card is I actually didn't want, so you'll notice I only have the leaves here. There's no stem with a flower coming out. So and then over here, I've just got the flower. So what I'm going to do is clip off this stem on the pink flower. And we'll just add that over here and just use the base of the stem for the leaves right here. Okay, as that dries, then you'll see that we've added the yellow and the peach to the inside layer here. So we're going to do that next. Our little pink flower is a little crooked. Let's straighten him out a little bit. Now you want to make sure your heights are altering. You don't want everything to be straight in a row. So just give it a little bit of movement up and down. So let's make this one go up just a little bit more. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the base and then kind of see where I like that, right there. Press down. And again on the Dijon flower. Then slide that into place where you think you like how it looks. I want that one to be a little bit higher. Okay, for that pink flower, we're just gonna actually add glue to the top of it and just let the stem kind of sit behind the other flowers. And so we have some nice movement here. And the next step is simple. We just add our For You friend greeting. So I'm going to grab the For You, and on the back, grab also the For You coordinating die and the friend. We have a little bit of white cardstock left over from making the base of the card. First, stamping the For You in our Emboss Ink. Then I'm going to remove that and stamp the friend at the same time, just so that we can do one run through the die cut machine. Using my absolute favorite embossing powder, Metallic Gold Sparkle by Wow, which we sell in our shop. Love this stuff. It just adds that extra sparkle to the embossing. The gold just is so beautiful. Okay, now we're going to heat set that. Super shiny, super pretty. Once you've embossed and die cut those, we're going to add a little dimension using foam tape and add them to the front of our card. Add the friend to that bottom corner. Then layer the For You. Okay, now what we want to do is quickly flip that over and trim off the excess stem that's hanging off the bottom so it's nice and flat. Now, when you push this down to the left or to the right, you can stick that nice and flat in an envelope. Pop it up and you have a little extra dimension to your card. And the fun thing about these stems is they're a little flowy, so they'll kind of sit back and forth, just adding that extra beauty to the card when it's standing up. It looks very natural and fun. Hopefully you've enjoyed learning how to make this card. This base you can use with so many different dies, balloons and cute little presents, greenery, so many different ways you could customize this look. Thanks guys for joining me today. I'll see you back soon with more tutorials. Be sure to follow the Stamp Market. Have a great day.